everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is the house is burning down, the dominoes are falling, Erika Jayne Girardi is being called out and grilled, and it's not looking good for her. Ronald Richards also came out with more information after her deposition today, so there's a lot to catch up on. But before we do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because the Kiki is always better with the community. Check out the description box down below and shop our love collection. So with that, you guys, let's dive right on it. This is according to an exclusive on Radar Online. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erika Jayne grilled under oath in $25 million bankruptcy lawsuit over husband Tom Girardi's finances and fraud. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erika Jayne was deposed as part of a massive bankruptcy lawsuit demanding that she return $25 million her husband Tom Girardi's firm spent on her company's bill, RadarOnline.com has learned. According to court documents obtained by Radar Online, the trustee presiding over the involuntary Chapter 7 bankruptcy for Girardi's now-defunct law firm, Girardi Keese, informed the court of the development. The trustee said, "The trustee has deposed Jayne. No other depositions have been taken or noticed." As RadarOnline.com first reported back in 2020, Girardi and his firm were pushed into bankruptcy by his many creditors. The once respected lawyer stands accused of running his firm like a Ponzi scheme. So he was robbing Peter to pay Paul. He was stealing from these clients in order to pay off these debts, stealing from these clients in order to pay these clients. So it was a big fraud scheme. In court, Girardi has been accused of embezzling his client's money and using it to fund his lavish lifestyle with Jayne. The Bravo star has denied having any knowledge of her husband's alleged improper financial dealings. Basically, she's like, I don't know. Girl, bye. You knew. The trustee has been working to collect as much money to pay back Girardi's creditors, who include orphans and widows who were stiffed on settlement money they owed from a legal dispute Girardi represented them in. As part of the firm's bankruptcy, the trustee filed a $25 million lawsuit against Erika Jayne. So this is not a lawsuit that is against Tom Girardi. This is against Erika herself, maybe with him as well, but it says the lawsuit was against Erika Jayne. It demanded she pay back money that Girardi Keese had spent to pay the bills for her company, EJ Global. In court documents, it was revealed that Girardi Keese spent $14 million on EJ Global's American Express bills over the years. Jayne has denied all allegations of wrongdoing and moved to dismiss the case. As part of the lawsuit, the trustee later demanded Jayne turn over a pair of diamond earrings that Girardi purchased for her in 2007. The trustee claimed the earrings were purchased with client funds. As a result, the judge ordered the set to be auctioned off by the highest bidder. Now, remember this controversy over the earrings. Did she do the bait and switch? All of that, right? Recently, the set was sold for $250K at auction, despite Jayne still appealing the decision. In the recent updated filed by the parties, it was revealed that both parties are preparing for trial. Jayne has requested a jury trial for the matter. So she's taking her shots, with a jury, which is crazy because I don't think a jury of her peers are going to find her not guilty, but that could be me. I think that's kind of the narcissist in her where she thinks she can, charm anyone and all of this stuff. So the biggest piece is that it is Erika Jayne herself being sued for that $25 million, right? And also it's going to go ahead to trial. So she tried to get it dismissed. It was not dismissed. Don't forget all of the things that are crumbling down around Erika Jayne. And then I'm going to get into what Ronald Richards exposed today, which is more bad news for Erika Jayne. But let's talk about the dominoes, and then I'll show you what Ronald Richards posted today, okay? Number one, don't forget that they have now arrested the CFO of Girardi Keys. This was basically Tom Girardi's right-hand man. He made that $10 million wire fraud transfer right at the end of 2020. At the end of 2020 is when everything really hit the fan. The CFO made that wire fraud transfer for $10 million, which he has been now arrested for by the feds. They said the $10 million was literally the tip of the iceberg. This guy, the CFO guy, has been connected to defrauding the people out of, like, I think it's like 100 million. So the 10 million seems like a lot to us, but it was actually nothing compared to the 100 million he actually, fraudulently got. But he's arrested now. And more likely than not, he's going to turn state's evidence, meaning he's going to flip on Erika. He's going to flip on Tom. He's going to flip on the other people. You always want to get the right-hand people. You want to get, the right-hand guy, the go-to guy, the first assistant, all of that. You arrest them, and then you get them to flip. Because those are the people who knows where the bodies are buried. They know the skeletons in the closet, and they know how the scheme ran. They know how to run the scam. They know who ran the scam. They know who knew about the scam and who benefited from the scam. So those are the people you want to flip. Think about Jen Shaw. Once they got Stuart Smith to flip on her, her goose was cooked, right? So that's a huge thing. Also, don't forget, right around the same time in 2020 is when Tom Girardi's ex-wife, Karen, all of a sudden, she was like, wait a minute. You need to pay me back all of the back spousal support you owe me. And she wanted to take him to court then. If he owed you all this back spousal support, how come it took you until the right exact time where he knew he most likely was going to be arrested, but instead of being arrested, he said he had dementia and went to the elderly home? What did Karen know? Did you know all of this was about to burst out? Did you know it was all going to go down and you wanted to get ahead of it? You wanted to get it on the books that you were, oh, I'm the forlorn ex-wife and I don't have the money. Why did you go against Tom and try to get the money right before everything hit the fan? I don't trust you, Karen, either. Karen is the one who just got a $200K payout for back spousal support, which I also think is wrong. Does she deserve her spousal support? Yes. But is she entitled to victims' money? No. I think all the victims should be paid back first, and then you decide who gets the leftover money divvied up. That's my personal opinion on it. I don't trust Karen. Why did you go after the money right during the time when everything hit the fan? Also around the same exact time is when Tom and Erika set up their money account at the Wells Fargo in Florida with their friend. I think his name was like Richard Lewis or something like that, their legal friend. It was their contingency plan. From that account, Erika has made over $500,000 already. So Erika's money, in my personal opinion, is still the victim's money. She's like, oh, I have, a sugar daddy. I have someone who's paying my bills. And I think it was a contingency plan. Tom is not a stupid man. I think he had money ciphered away in different accounts under different people's names, maybe offshore accounts. And he knows who he can get to open these accounts and funnel the money to Erika. I think Erika's sugar daddy is still Tom Girardi. It's just coming from a different name. It's just coming from a different account. And then right after they set up that Wells Fargo account in Florida where she's been able to get money from, that's when all of a sudden they lied and was like, oh, we're separating. And Erika's mad because she caught him cheating, which again was just a part of their whole plan. Act like she's this angry wife and they're getting divorced. And they thought that would get her out of the hot water. She would not be liable. She wouldn't be brought into the lawsuits, but that blew up in their face, right? Because we're not stupid. We're not dumb. Obviously, you opened up the Wells Fargo account so you could have money coming in. And I bet you she has access to other very similar accounts. I don't think it's some random sugar daddy. I think it's still victim money with Tom Girardi. And that's where she's living off of, And like she said, she still talks to Tom every single day. What people who are separated talk to each other every single day who don't have children? Tom and Erika don't have children. Why are they still talking every single day if she feels like he ruined her life and she's a woman in ruins? Girl, stop lying. Stop lying. Bye. Another big thing that happened, allegedly Tom Girardi's love child, that Donald Alway guy, the LA, one of the top LA FBI agents, which I find highly, highly suspicious. He was working in Mississippi all of these years, and then he randomly transferred to LA in a position of power that oversaw the investigation into Tom Girardi. Don't forget, this is the guy whose mother was Tom Girardi's secretary. They had a sexual affair for years. When she left the firm, he still gave her hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he paid the mortgage on the house that she still lives in that is now worth over $1.2 million. So why did this man, who looks exactly like Tom Girardi, whose mother was having a sexual relationship, why did he leave Mississippi? Because he was being an FBI agent in Mississippi, to come to LA in the exact jurisdiction that his alleged father is being investigated in for one of California's biggest fraud cases. If I worked at the FBI in internal affairs, that would be my number one case. That would be my number one case. If I was internal affairs at the FBI, that would be my number one case. How did this guy get transferred? And the only reason why he recused himself was because the LA Times broke the story. My question is, how did he get that job? Period. How did he get that job? Period. How does he get appointed one of the top local LA officials? Basically, the agents that are investigating Tom Girardi report to him. How did he get that job? Does the FBI not do their own due diligence? Did nobody in the FBI say, hey, wait a minute, maybe it's a massive conflict of interest to have someone who is allegedly the son of the man who we are investigating oversee the investigation? Huh? Did nobody at the FBI think maybe this is a problem? And the only reason why he recused himself was because it was made public. My biggest question is, how and why did he ever get transferred to that position in the first place? Now, this is an FBI agent. I'm not trying to get in trouble. So hypothetically, was it because he wanted to unduly influence the investigation against his father? I'm just hypothetically, because again, these are FBI people. I live in California. I don't need anybody coming after me. Don't come after me. I'm talking hypothetical. I'm typing hypothetical. Hypothetically, if someone told me the story about this, what I would think is, oh, well, the man that is most likely your father, the man that paid your mother hundreds of thousands of dollars, the man that bought the house that your mother currently lives in, you might feel inclined to use your position of power to influence his case. He's claiming dementia. He's in his 80s. You think at this point, what's done is done. What can I do to help my father? That's what I think. That's what I think. Hypothetically, I'm not saying this is true. I'm not talking on these people particularly. I'm just saying hypothetically, because again, this is the FBI. This is some serious stuff. I'm not making any allegations against anybody. I'm not saying this is a fact. I'm just saying hypothetically, if somebody told me this story, that's what I would think, okay? So a lot of the dominoes are starting to fall. The CFO is arrested. Erika Jayne has to give back the earrings, even though she switched them out. The mistress had to give back the money and all of that stuff. Karen got the $200K, even though I think Karen is shady as hell. The FBI agent / love child gets kicked off the stuff. Now we know that Erika was deposed today. We also know that there was a witness who really did not want to testify. She used to be an administrative assistant at the State Bar of California. and she knew a lot about the Tom Girardi fraud. She knew a lot about it, and they forced her to testify. They forced her to say what she knew about Tom Girardi. She didn't want to. She had been sent a valid subpoena, and she still wanted to go, but they forced her to. I bet she knew a lot of stuff. So now that we know all of this is going on and she testified today, this is what Ronald Richard posted today. Let's put it on the screen. So Ronald Richard says, alert, alert, alert. And this was today he posted this. Tom Girardi's trustee files suit against @Erika Jayne, Erika Girardi, to return monies given to her by Tom. This is in addition to the suit we filed a year ago to return expense money to Girardi Keys. Rund has filed numerous lawsuits, 9 in the past 24 hours. And then he included this document, the complaint or whatever it was, you know, the Chapter 7 trustee and all that stuff. So to me, this means some ish went down. You know, again, we don't know what was said in the actual trial itself. In these, it's not the trial yet, but it's the depositions, right? It's the discovery phase. It's the witnesses coming forward and as they're preparing for trial. But it cannot be good for Erika. If after the witness that they forced to testify against Girardi has now testified, now Erika Jayne has testified because she was deposed and forced to testify. Now that we went over everything I said before, in the last 24 hours, and this is according to Ronald Richards, they have filed new lawsuits. He said that these lawsuits are in addition to the other lawsuits in the past 24 hours. My question is, what the hell has now been revealed that there are 9 more lawsuits? Just when you thought it could not get deeper, just when you thought it could not get darker, what has now been uncovered that in the past 24 hours, they filed 9 new lawsuits? Didn't she already have like 20 lawsuits against her in the first place? And now she has 9 new ones? What the hell is going on? And it makes me really like worried. It's like, what else is going to come out? Because it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. It was like, oh, you know, there were some victims. Then it turned out to be hundreds of victims. Oh, it was a couple of $1 million. And it turns out to be hundreds upon hundreds of dollars. You know, it just seems like, what else is there? You know, what else is there? But apparently there's a lot more. And that's a really scary thought. That whatever has come out in these depositions led the trustee to file 9 new ones. Let's read it again. Let's make sure I'm reading this right. Ronald Richards says, alert, alert, alert. Tom Girardi's trustee files suit against @Erika Jayne, Erika Girardi, to return monies given to her by Tom. Then he says in parentheses, this is in addition to the suit we filed a year ago to return expense money to Girardi Keys. So basically, the suit they filed a year ago is the suit we're talking about now, with that witness, with her being deposed, with all of that. So now they're filing more. And then it continues to say Rund, and I believe Rund is Jason Rund, the Chapter 7 trustee, has filed numerous lawsuits, 9 in past 24 hours. Wow. Wow. I mean, I think this is really about to go down. Oh, that was the other thing. Don't forget, the State Bar of California came out and admitted that Girardi had about 205 complaints against him. So if he had 205 complaints against him, and all of this stuff going on, 9 new ones in the past 24 hours. Like, this is like, what else is there? What else is there? Is there a murder? Like, I'm like, what else is there? Like, what, like, literally, what else could there be? He's done the unthinkable. I mean, when you steal from burn victims and from orphans and from widows, how more low can you go? I don't know how lower you can go. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell is going on? So I think this is the tip of the iceberg. I think a lot of it is really about to come out. A lot of it is really about to be exposed. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, it is crazy. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you think the 9 new lawsuits against Erika, Tom Girardi, let's just clump them, you know? What do we think those lawsuits are about? Like, what else could there be? We know that the CFO has probably now flipped, right? Because he probably wants a reduced sentence. So we know the CFO has now flipped. We know that the secret witness has been forced to testify. And now we know that they got Erika Jayne's alleged side of the story. And out of all of that, they decided to file 9 new cases. So what do you think those 9 new cases are? What could they be? What could they be? I'm really curious, you guys. Put them down there in the chat box below. But before you do that, and stick around, my candy canes, because I want to go over your candy canes questions and comments. So stick around. But I'm going to do a quick outro. So put it down below what you think. And do you think that Erika Jayne could actually do jail time? Do you think that she could actually see inside a jail cell? Oh, also don't forget, Erika Jayne still owes $2.27 million in taxes from 2019. So the tax man, the IRS, is a coming. So put it down below. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because the key is always better the community. Check out the description box down below and shop our love collection. So with that, you guys, let's take some of your candy cane